Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh shines the power.
I said, who's the power?
Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh shines the power. Yeah. Chilling up in the kingdom, chilling with Yahweh Shai and all the brothers and the sisters, cooling out, having fun, drinking yayan with Yahweh Shai up in the kingdom, yeah.
Who are we? It's real. That who are we is I can't hear you.
Israel, Israel.
Who's the power?
Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh shines the power.
I said, who's the power?
Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh shines the power. Yeah.
Shalom Yasharallah.
Shalom.
Shalom Israel. And welcome to another class here at ISBHEK. We are located here in Houston, Texas. The address, which is a new address because we're in a new school, is 231 FM 1092. For those that are in Houston, it's Murphy Road, but they call Murphy Road 1092. 1092 is what's on the lease, so we just put 1092. All right, so if you're in the Houston area, it's Murphy Road, right? But the address, the official address is 231 FM 1092, Stafford, Texas. Again, it's still Houston, Texas, but the address says Stafford, Texas. It's a smaller city, I guess, inside of Houston, but the Houston mayor is still the mayor for Stafford, Texas. So it's still Houston, Texas, y'all. We're still in the Houston area. We're still in Houston, Texas. So, but the address is 231 FM 1092, Stafford, Texas, zip code 77477. The class times and days is Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. Fridays from 6 to 8, Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we do have a school in Virginia, the address out there, 2610 Grammy Street, Norfolk, Virginia, 23517. Class times and days is Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Then, of course, we got a congregation in Rochester. We are working on the school building in Rochester. We are looking for the school building in Rochester. Listen, hopefully we find one soon. That way the Most High might, bless us with another new building, But we are looking for a new building in Rochester for the congregation that's out there. So if you have anybody in the Rochester, New York area, in the upstate New York area, definitely give them the link to class and call 757. Again, the number is 757-762-3917 to find those brothers out there, to get in touch with those brothers out there. And their class times and days is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time as well. And we do have a school in San Antonio, Texas that's been there for, the brothers in San Antonio have been rolling for over 25 years, y'all. And they still rolling and rolling strong. So their address is 4444 Walsham Road, Suite 201, San Antonio, Texas, zip code 78218. Their class times and days is Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays from 7:30 to I'm gonna say 10:30. Never ends at 10. Usually goes till about 10:30. And their class times on Saturdays is from 10 a.m. to about 4 p.m. And listen, if y'all watch the Houston and Virginia channel, you gotta watch the San Antonio channel too. Those brothers, like I said, they've been doing it for 25 years. Award Sham Shawan, Dawayad, of course Kawakab. They're great teachers, y'all. I always say it, man. Fill yourself with class. If you don't have the time to sit down and read and study, you got to be moving around. Man, Apple might as well give me an endorsement deal for these. Listen, I pop one of these in. I pop it in, and class runs, and I leave my phone on the charger, and I listen to class. I listen to Virginia. I listen to San Antonio. You know what I'm saying? I'm cutting the grass. I'm listening to class. I'm washing dishes. I'm listening to class. I'm cooking. I'm listening to class. I'm cleaning up the house. I'm cleaning up the cars. I'm listening to class if I'm not on the phone. Y'all see what I'm saying? with my, that's of course if I'm not at work or anything like that. That's if I'm doing something. Not listening to music. You know what I'm saying? Spend the time wisely. So I sit there and I listen to class and I let the word hit me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things that I am able to say during teaching comes from all the elders. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, for everybody, man, just listen. Just listen to class, especially in these times. So, listen, y'all, it's time to get fat. It's time to unite and get fat. September the 5th is Memorial of Blowing Trumpets. It's feast season, y'all. It's time to feast. It's time to enjoy some unity. It's time to, you know, have some fun. Enjoy each other's company. And have fun, man, for the Most High's feast days. We turned up for Esau's BS holidays. You spent all your money. You burnt up all your money for the fireworks. You burnt up all your money for New Year's Eve. You know what I'm saying? Just to watch some lights. You burnt up all your money. And that was for their BS holidays. You spent all that money for Christmas and lied to your kids and told your kids that Santa Claus bought them Christmas presents. You know what I'm saying? You did that. How much more now for the Most High? We're entering the feast period, man. We're going to have a lot of feasts. So we got the Feast of Trumpets coming up. Memorial of Blowing the Trumpets on the 5th of September. And then on the 14th of September, we have Day of Atonement. And then Tabernacles was what day? Oh, 5 days after Day of Atonement, right?
The 19th.
Yeah, the 19th. So on the 19th, we're going to have Tabernacles. And y'all know how it goes on Tabernacles. It's a 7-8 day feast. So, you know, it's about to be feast season. So enjoy the unity. Come around, you know what I'm saying? And let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Some real feasts. Some real high holy days. Let's celebrate. So that's enough of that. Maccabees Blog Talk Radio every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Make sure y'all tune into that. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to all the other YouTube channels, the ISB, the 5 Minutes of Wisdom, the Hidden Truth, the Israelite Media Corps. Make sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe to the kids class every Sunday, y'all, starting at 1 p.m. And I know we're on the Virginia channel right now. That's because, of course, Facebook is hating. Not Facebook. YouTube is hating on us. So we are on the Virginia channel right now because they're blocking us. But we should be back on our channel Wednesday. Wednesday we should be able to log back into our channel. So next week. So yeah. Just stay tuned for that. Of course, y'all know Israel Wear if y'all like to get any garments made. For those that subscribe to Fringed Up and you haven't received your stuff, listen, have a little patience. The sisters, they're working on it. You're gonna get your gear. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody running. I haven't gotten my gear yet either. The sisters is busy, man. They working. The harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. We need more laborers. And then also, they had lost the package, so that's for the Fringed Up. But sisters is working hard, y'all. And also for the Hebrew Academy, of course, Virginia and Rochester every Monday, Houston on Tuesday. And if you'd like to contact any of the priest name, Kazakia, of course, 757-300-4047. Quatzazat, 3-557-8979. Next Wednesday, you'll see Quatzazat back in Houston. He'll be back. So look out for that. We ask that you do support the business. The business is sweetambiance.com. And we ask that you, especially right now, man, if you can help out in any way that you can help out, we ask that you do help out. We're still trying to get the school together here in Houston. We're still trying to do a lot, man. So any way that you can help out, we ask that you please help out, all right? So with that being said, let's go into today's class, man. Today's class is going to be titled Fight the Good Fight. It's gonna be titled "Fight the Good Fight," right? And I wanted to hit this, man, because I want brothers to really see that we are in a fight. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody like busting guns at you. Nobody's busting guns at you, but are they? Are they? Yes, they are. Satan is always busting shots at you. That's facts. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, because we're not, like, physically seeing, like, the bullets fly like Elijah. Like, you ain't, like, physically seeing, like, bullets fly at you. And you're not wearing your helmet. And you cleaning out your gun. And it's, like, cold as hell. And you got to dig the trenches. And pick your head up and shoot at them in their trenches and throwing grenades and all that. You know what I'm saying? All that isn't happening. But this is the thing, it is happening. But it's happening on the spiritual side. You see what I'm saying? But all that is happening, and you believe it or not, y'all, the fact that it's happening on the spiritual side is worse than if it was carnal. Than if it was like actual guns and bombs being thrown at you. Because if it was actual guns and bombs being thrown at you, you would actually be like, screw it all, like, let's go. Let's go, we fight. But because it's not actual guns and bombs and it's spiritual eye to see what is going on, you're a little bit more relaxed. You're a little bit more relaxed. You see what I'm saying? And when you read the scriptures and we read certain things and brothers get up and teach, brothers like, yeah, it's a spiritual fight. Like a lot of the times, like you could tell, like people are like, yeah, whatever. Spiritual fight, yeah, right? But listen, it is. So I'm gonna go to a scripture that we always go to, right? Go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10. We always go to the scripture. We always go to the scripture, but I actually just added the scripture while me and Alma One was talking just now. I wanted to bring it out because it does fit. So the first point in this class is
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Never what?
Never trust thine enemy.
You know, y'all want to know something funny? The Israelites trust Esau. A lot of Israelites trust Satan. And I'm not saying that in a good way. A lot of Israelites unknowingly trust Satan and unknowingly trust Esau. You see what I'm saying? Unknowingly, and I'm going to explain before y'all start like throwing like stones and Bibles on me in the holy water. Right? I'm going to explain. Read that again.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10.
Go ahead.
Never trust thine enemy.
So, never trust your enemy, right? Show of hands. Show of hands. Show of hands. Because it's the majority of us that's in here, and majority of brothers and sisters that's online. Who's here with who in here right now is battling with carnal stuff, with carnal worldly stuff? I salute y'all. Y'all kept it real. Y'all all kept it real. Right? Now I want y'all to really think about the carnal things that it is that y'all are battling. Are those things that y'all, who's brave enough to say something that they might be battling? Who's brave enough to just put themselves out there carnally? Okay, nobody. All right, it's all good. Nobody has to do it. Nobody has to do it. I'll throw some stuff out. Yashkar, what you got? What do you battle? Carnal.
Can you tell me what I'm battling?
Huh?
Can you tell me?
What you're battling?
Because you watch over. So
I do watch. You're right. I'm Tazapah. I'm Tazapah. Watching. Right? But listen, I'm not going to like just point out yours per se, but I'm going to point out like a lot of different things, right? And I'm going to show y'all how you unknowingly trust your enemy and you don't realize it.
Ooh.
Now, check this out. What is Esau known as? The cunning what?
Hunter.
He's the deceiver, the cunning hunter, right? So I want y'all to think about something. We sit here and we read this Bible and we get millions of classes and you take millions of notes till your hand hurts. You know what I'm saying? How many notebooks and notes y'all got? Like, my notes is like a little bit less because I got a little advanced. Like Benaiah, I take it on the phone now. My questions be on the phone, on my notes. But listen, y'all, my notes is, I have a lot of notes. You know what I'm saying? Now, we take a lot of notes. We had a lot of classes. Now, I want y'all could still have a pull on you. How is it that the world could still have, like, this, like, make you wavery, like, affect your choices, affect your decisions, but especially when you know what the outcome is going to be. And then the cold part is this. Sometimes we don't even realize it. Yep. Like when you're in the moment, something happening, you're in the moment, you fall out the spirit, and you don't even realize it, right? Now, Esau's a cunning hunter, right? He's smart. Esau's super smart. It said that his knowledge surpassed Daniel, right? Esau's a very smart individual. Satan is a very smart individual. Now, when it says never trust your enemy, y'all all know what y'all are weak at. For the most part, everybody in here rolls their hand to the things that, you know, still has a pull on them in the world. How many times do you see yourself, and y'all don't got to raise y'all's hands, but how many times do you see yourself, knowing that you're weak to this, make it's like you make a way for it to get in. I'm not trying to like find. I'm trying to use a better word for it. It's like you leave the door open. Bruno Mars, right? You leave the door cracked a little bit, or sometimes you play with it a little bit. Now, or you play with the thought. You see what I'm saying? But Esau's a very cunning hunter. And why am I saying that? I'm saying that because Esau knows how to pull those strings. Esau knows how to put it in the music. Esau knows how to put it on the TV. And your whole day-to-day life, it's there. And you don't even realize it. Right. You see what I'm saying? And it takes you away from the goal. Now, when I say the reason I went to the scripture, never trust your enemy, is because the thought comes, and the thought is not wicked. No, let me not say that. The thought is wicked, right? But dwelling, like a thought coming to your mind isn't wicked. What's wicked is when you sit there and you ponder on the thought. When you start to entertain the thought and play with the thought. You see what I'm saying? That's what's wicked. But it's natural for the thought to come. Until like you've like completely mastered it. But when you sit there and you play with it, you know what that shows? That shows that you trust your enemy a little bit. Because then you're able to let him come in. You're able to let your enemy come in. And you know that this is your enemy. You know he'll whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? But you'll let him come in. So I wanted to start with this scripture, man. Never trust your enemy. Read.
For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
So you'll play with this thought and whatever it is that you deal with. You'll play with it, and then it starts to rust. It starts to get worse and worse and worse. And next thing you know, the thought overcomes you. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand the battle that you're in. And we're all in a battle. We're all in a battle. We're all in this. It's like if you're at war, right? Would you ever go to war without your helmet? Nah, bro. You ever go to war without your like bulletproof vest? You're not. But sometimes it's almost like we do go to war without our helmet or without our bulletproof vest when you start entertaining the enemy. So let's go to Proverbs chapter 24, verse 10 real quick. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 10.
Proverbs chapter 24, verse 10.
It's going to be a fun class, man. Go ahead.
If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
You see that? If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Now, of course, we hit the scripture all the time. It's not talking about your physical strength. Let's talk about your spiritual strength. Because what kind of war are we in?
Spiritual.
A spiritual war. So let's talk about your spiritual strength. Now, read verse, I put it twice. So it says, if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small, right? So that's showing you. That's talking about your faith. You see what I'm saying? If your faith starts to get wavery, your faith departs from you, your faith leaves you, then, bro, you're because, and then your faith leaves you because of the adversity that you're in. It's showing that your strength is small. Your faith is small. Now, this is the thing. As a soldier, as a fighter, as a warrior princess, right? You got to understand, man, there's adverse situations that has to happen. You see that? The adverse situations has to happen. The situations have to happen for you to grow. The situations have to happen for you to take it to the next level. The situations ain't bad. Through much tribulation shall you enter into heaven. Tribulation ain't necessarily bad.
Good.
It's meant for you to level up. I want y'all to think about like all y'all's superheroes or cartoon heroes, or just think about regular people in your lives that you know that been through something. And we made that individual. Like when you can look back in your life and say, man, this is a strong brother. Man, this is a strong sister. Like don't even think about the truth. Think about just in your life. Start thinking about people that were strong. For Israelites, I'm going to use mom, right? A lot of brothers like to, yeah, man, mom, hold it down. Kevin Durant, won MVP. Mom, you the real MVP, right? But why would he say his mom was the real MVP? Well, he told you why. Because she was in an adverse situation. She was in tribulation. She was a single mom, raising a whole bunch of kids. But she went through it. You see what I'm saying? And at the end, when those kids grew up, they praised her because they saw it. It's the same thing with Tupac when he did his song, Dear Mama, right? You a single mom, you raised two bad kids of your own, right? You made miracles every Thanksgiving, right? Tupac can sit there and talk about them. Why? Because they overcame the tribulation. That tribulation is not meant to break you. The war is not meant to break you. The war is meant to make you strong. You see what I'm saying? The war is to make you into somebody. So if you faint in the adverse situations, then it's showing you that your strength is small. But what is your strength? Your strength that we have in this war is your faith. And who's your faith on?
Most High.
Most High. So it's showing you, like, do you trust in the Most High or do you don't? It's showing you the level of strength, the level of faith that you have towards the Most High whenever you go through adverse situations. Yashikar.
On Netflix, there's a movie
Uh-huh.
called Kung Fu Hustle. Have you seen it? Kung Fu Hustle. My rib put me onto it. And it's just based off of what you're speaking of, right?
Mhm.
So the main character is like this dark dude, right? He wants to be a part of a gang or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But he needs to tap into his inner self.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he taps into his inner self is through adversity or pain. So how he, fast forwarding towards the end of the movie, he was able to have that spew out because the intense beating that he took.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he took that beating, he finally realized that it was in him the whole time to be the top dog kung fu fighter. But in the sense of the adversity and what you're talking about in class is like, if we accept the adversity, if we accept the chastisement, if we accept just the purging process in its own and believe and trust the process of the Most High, trust the process of counsel, trust the process of unity, then we could reach the pinnacle of where we need to go.
And you know, I think I say this every time somebody says something, but I always say I like what you said. But I do. It's real. It's facts. Y'all know. Pain can do two things for you. Pain can either like really kill you or bring you down or make you afraid. or pain can make you better and make you strong. So it's like, it's all about what you want to do with it. I'll use something that we all do, exercising, right? Now, when you get tired, or your body hurts, or you running and your body is hurting, you running out of breath, that's an adverse situation right there, huh? You know, when you're running, I'll use running as an example because the majority of people hate running, right? But when you run it, right, and you start to get tired and your feet hurt and your back hurt and your knees hurt, that starts to go and you can't catch your breath. What is the one dope thing about running? It's the one dope thing. Well, it's actually like a lot of dope things, but I'll use two dope things. Says? You get a second win. So what does that show you about yourself? You can always, there's always more. The very first initial reaction or the very first initial feeling that you have doesn't mean that, like, that's it. It don't mean that you can't keep pushing. You see what I'm saying? But the other dope thing is this. You know that the next time you go out there, you'll be able to run longer. I was only able to run half a lap. Well, at least I know if I come back tomorrow, I'll be able to run a little bit more than half a lap because my body will adjust. So the running during that half a lap, it sucked, but what did your body do? It got stronger. It's the process. It's just the process. You see what I'm saying? For you to make it to the next level. But you have to go through the adverse situation. What's up, sis?
That's why in the world they say trust the process.
Yeah, trust the process. Like this basketball team called 76ers, Philadelphia. That's what their thing was, trust the process. Because they had sucked. But during the process, they became decent. But y'all got to see, like, to take it back to the spiritual sense. And the things that we lack, these fights and these situations and these tribulations that the Most High puts us not, like, y'all should be happy. The prophets was happy. Excuse me, the disciples was happy, y'all. Whenever they went through something, an adverse situation, they was happy. Why? Because, and I know this sucks, but do y'all ever like think like, whenever you going through something, do you ever think like, stop and think like, hold on, time out. I know I'm pissed right now, or I know I'm hurt right now, I know I'm sad, I know I'm depressed, but damn, the Most High is dealing with me. Like after the first initial pain, after the first initial emotion, do you ever like stop and just think like, damn, y'all was dealing with me right now? Like we'll never do that. when that first, you ever stop and think like, oh man, y'all, you messing with you with me, huh? Yeah. You get into it with your rib. You ever stop and think like, it's very easy to be like, damn man, this chick ain't listening. But if you really take a step back and think, you'll be like, okay, what are y'all for making me see that I have work to do. I have you're messing with me, you're dealing with me. I have work to do now to get better. Because guess what? That's how Satan brought down Adam, was through the woman. So guess what? If my woman is messing up, she's acting up, well guess what? I got work to do. Let me not be like Adam. Let me do what I need to do to get her on point. You see what I'm saying? So I know I'm like just going right now, but let's get to the next scripture. There's a lot that I want to go through. Go to 2 Timothy 2 and 3. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3. So this spiritual fight, right? Let's understand this fight that we're in. Go ahead.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Thou therefore endure hardness.
Endure what?
Hardness.
Bruh, endure the hardness. That's a lot of things that, listen, it's a lot of things. A lot. It's going to be a lot of things. Sure, how long you been in the truth? I don't mean to put you out and out there like that, but you've been in the truth 14 years. It's been a lot, right? It's been a lot. It's been a lot of hardness that you had to endure, right? It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. I was talking to one today. What hardness did you have to endure when you was in the church?
Nothing.
And I'm not going to say like it was just like completely smooth when you was in the churches in the world. When you came to the truth, like these scriptures became real. It became real. Like you really started enduring some stuff. Like, damn, like all the stuff that you was hearing, the scriptures in class, like it started becoming real. Like the choices, the decision making, the thought process, the feelings, the emotions, everything just came to light. You was like, damn. Since you had that.
I was gonna say, I grew up in the church too, and whenever my family didn't like what was said or what the pastor was saying, they just picked up and went somewhere else. They didn't sit there and change or
See?
be different, so it was super easy.
See, the sister said she grew up in church, and when her family didn't want to hear, didn't like what was being said, they picked up and they left. You see what I'm saying? But in the truth, think about it. There's brothers and sisters that still do that in the truth to this day. That's real. But it takes a different breed, man. It takes a different breed to sit and hear what you don't want to hear. You know what I'm saying? It's a different breed that can sit and hear the things that they already knew, but they just didn't want to hear about it. Because at the end of the day, a lot of the times we already know what's up. We're adults. We already know what's up, and we know ourselves better than anybody, but we just don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But it takes a different breed, y'all, to sit here and to hear and to see and now to do.
Yep.
So, read verse 3 again.
Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua.
Now, I want y'all to really think, man. Like, whenever something happens, does anybody sit here and be like, oh yeah, I gotta endure hardness? When something don't go your way, when you have alt with a brother or alt with a sister, do you sit here and be like, damn, I gotta endure hardness? When it's like, when you have free time and it's like, do I crack open the book? Do I study? Or do I go, I don't know, do whatever the hell you want to do that's pleasing to your flesh? Do you sit back and say, I gotta endure hardness? Or do you go to like the easy side? You see what I'm saying? Because that's another form of hardness that a lot of brothers and sisters. Listen, I was young in the truth. I'm still kind of young in the truth. But I'll keep it 100. That was one of mine. Lack of time. And I used to always hear brothers talk about it. The more you come up in the truth, the less time you have. It's facts. It's facts. One of the hardness that brothers and sisters is going to have to come to acceptance with is that you don't have time anymore. You don't have time to do what you want to do anymore. That's done. Not if you want to be great. Not if you want to be good. Not if you want to. Not if you don't want to stand. Not if you want to stand in front of Yahweh Shai and receive that crown, and stand in front of Him with boldness, and Imadium, and stand in front of Him with boldness, like, bruh, Yahweh Shai, I did this to the best of my abilities. Not if you don't. Not that time is gone, y'all. Especially now, especially when you're young in the truth, when you're a young soldier, when you're a young trooper, young member. If you want to be great, like you gotta prepare yourself. What soldier don't prepare himself for war? What boxer don't prepare himself for a fight? What MMA fighter don't prepare himself for a fight? You know, you signed that contract. I'm fighting you on this date. The training starts now. Why? Because I got to make that weight. I got to make sure that, first of all, I can make the weight. Second of all, I got to make sure that I study my opponent. I got to be able to study. You southpaw? Okay, I got to study for you. I got to watch film. I got to know how you fight. As a soldier, are y'all like even conscious of how Satan deals? You got to make sure that you're conscious of how he deals, how he likes to come, how he likes to fight. Can you make weight? I'm not talking about physical, but are you ready? Are you ready for the fight? Can you make weight? Can you step up? When he steps on that scale, can you step on the scale too and say, you know what? The weight that I needed to be, I was ready for that. I trained. I worked out. So you're not going to be able to say, oh, I'm not going to get penalized because I'm overweight. You see what I'm saying? So this fight that we're in, that's a real fight. So you got to endure hardness. And one of the first things that brothers and sisters, like I was saying, has to come to acceptance with is that your time to just do what you want to do, that's done. I know it's a hard pill to swallow. I know it sucks. If you're thinking carnally. But if you're thinking for your nation, then bruh, like, all that is done. Why? Because I got work to do. I got work to do. You see what I'm saying? So, read down.
Verse 4. No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this
You
life.
see that? You at war. The affairs of this life don't matter no more. My affairs, my affections, my love, my joy, my unity is for the life that's to come. You see what I'm saying?
God.
So guess what? For like somebody like me, I ain't gonna lie. I love my free time back in the world. I love my free time. Listen, I and brothers been to my house. Before I got to the house, when I was in the apartment, you know what I did? Sure, I will vouch to. I made my dwell in my man cave, which I don't have a man cave, but where I would go to relax, I made it comfy, y'all. I got a stupid big TV, not bragging or anything like that, but I went and got me a stupid big TV. So I went and got me the surround sound with two 15-inch speakers to shake the house and all that. I had my game system, all that, right? And I keep a little bottle or something, right? And you know what I would do? Come home from work when I was young. Come home from work. I was the punch card Israelite when I was young. I punched out. Came home from work. Hopped on Madden. Hopped on 2K. Put some music on. Open a bottle. Jammed. But then guess what happened? Rib, at the time, would suffer. There was a lot of things while I'm sitting there. Hey, look, I hit 7 threes with Steph Curry. Hey, look, I'm tagging him. I'm messing him up right now on Madden, right? As a young guy, my rib would be suffering. So in coming up, that was years ago, y'all. But in coming up, I seen that, okay, there's a lot of things now that I have to deal with. Why? Because I overlooked it. So brothers and sisters got to think. Now when you're young in the truth, you don't want to start growing, and because of the affairs that you got yourself entangled with, you know, the family that you got yourself entangled with, the friends, your comfort, whatever it is that you like to do, your downtime that you got, like you're chasing money, you're chasing your comfortability, all that, it screws you. And then your house is just like crumbling and deteriorating. You see what I'm saying? Not only that, but you and yourself, you and your spirit is crumbling and deteriorating too. You start looking back and you start having regrets. And you start saying like, damn, I wasted a lot of time. You see what I'm saying? You'll be like, damn, I wasted a lot of time. I could have been way more ahead than where I was. These battles that I'm still battling could have been way done, way gone. I could have been further along. And you'll look back, man, and you'll be like, damn, I wasted my time. I sat here and I couldn't even be used. I wasn't even meat for the master's use. You see what I'm saying? I couldn't even be, like, what soldier don't want to go to war? Like, you're a soldier, you've trained for this, and you can't even go to war. Why? Because you're not prepared. What fighter don't want to fight? Why? Because, oh yeah, you can't fight. You didn't make the weight. We found drugs in your system. You can't fight. What fighter don't want to do that? You see what I'm saying? You're not prepared. Or you go in there and you're not ready for the fight. And then you get your butt kicked. And then you're like, man, I rematch. I want a rematch. But you didn't prepare. You see what I'm saying? For the fight. So, y'all got to see it, man. You cannot entangle yourself with the affairs of this life. And there's a reason for that, because the affairs of this life, who wants to be entangled?
Love.
Nobody, bro. I hate when I have the hose and the hose is like stupid long and I gotta wash the car and I gotta, damn it, untangle it. Or you have like the stupid long extension cord. You gotta untangle the extension cord. You can't. What happens? You can't use it right. And that's how it is. You can't be used right when you're entangled. Why? Because this needs to be done, that needs to be done. Well, guess what? You're entangled, so the water can't flow in the hose right because you're tangled up. So I gotta always stop to fix the hose so that the water can flow. Or the electric cord, like I can't go the distance that it says. I gotta go and untangle it and hope that it can go this distance because I don't want to entangle the rest. You see what I'm saying? And that's how it is. Spiritually in this fight, you'll be like, damn, like, I can only go this far. Why? Because I gotta go do this for the family. I gotta go do that for the family. I can only do this because I gotta go do this. I gotta go do that for the money. Or I gotta go do this. I gotta go do that. I'm tired. I need my comfortability. I need my beer. I need this. I need that. You see what I'm saying? And it pulls on you. And you're not able to do this. Read.
With the affairs of this life, that he may please him, who hath chosen him to be a soldier.
And you can't please the Most High, who chose you to be a soldier. You see what I'm saying? Go to Genesis 49 real quick. Go to Genesis 49 real quick. And when we hit this during last class, but I want to hit this online. I wanted to hit this online. Go to Genesis chapter 49 and verse 8.
Genesis chapter 49 verse 8. Judah. Thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
Go ahead.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemy.
Go ahead.
Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
So it's talking about Judah, right? Talking about Judah. Go to verse 9.
Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up.
You see that? From the prey, Judah has gone up. Now, what lion, bro? What lion? Whenever you see a lion go up from the prey, man, one thing y'all gotta do, if y'all gonna watch TV, one thing that all men should do is watch National Geographic. Watch the world. Watch the animals. Watch the lions. Whenever a lion gets up from the prey, what happens? No. Think about it. Going up, right? So whenever a lion, like, you have the carcass right here. Whenever he gets up and walks away from that carcass. No, not a distraction.
No, he's actually full.
He's full.
Yeah.
He's full. Think about it. He's full. That's why that's the only time a lion will get up from the carcass. That's the only time a lion will get up from the prey. He's full. And when you're full, what are you? You're sleepy. You see, exactly. So he goes to sleep, right? But when you're full and you're able to go to sleep, what are you? You're comfortable. You're comfortable. So when it says Judah is a lion's whelp, from the prey, my son, thou art gone up. You know why Judah went up from the prey? Because Judah is freaking comfortable. And you see it. You see it. Comfortable in America. Comfortable in the captivity. And isn't that sad? Like, y'all really got to think about it. Is it not sad? After everything that's happened for 400 years, 400 plus years. And I don't want to just talk about Judah. I want the whole 12 tribes to think about this. It's been over 500 plus years since the Spaniards and the conquistadors came over to South America and conquered the northern kingdom. Judah and Benjamin, they've been over here for 400 years, 400 plus years, right? Now, bruh, y'all got to see how sad it is, and the saddest state that we're in as Israelite men. We're comfortable in this. We're comfortable being the bottom. I got to tell y'all something. So my rib works from home, right? She got this new job, and she was telling me, she was like, "This is crazy," because she does payroll. She was like, "Brother," she was like, "There's somebody that makes $250 an hour." I was like, "Huh? $250 an hour?" Bruh, $250 an hour. And then she was like, they made $375 when it's overtime. An hour. She was like, there was somebody that makes $30,000 in a month. Do you even make $15,000 a year? Do you even make $20,000 a year? Do you even make? But this one individual made it in a month. Some brothers and sisters' checks is $250 or $375 a week. They made that in an hour. But guess what? A lot of Israelites' checks are like that, where it's like $275 or $375 a week. But you have these people that's making that in an hour. But guess what? We're comfortable. We left the prey. We're a lion that got tired of eating zebras and eating those big buffaloes and all that, and we're happy just eating scraps. We're like the vultures now. We're tired. We're comfortable, bruh. When she told me that, I was like, yeah, you're a slave. You're a slave. A lot of people ain't even making $25 an hour. A lot of Israelites, majority of Israelites don't make $25 an hour. But they made 25 plus a zero an hour. 250, bro. Do y'all see what I'm saying? But isn't it like a very sad case? I ain't gonna lie, we should all feel ashamed. I feel ashamed. Sitting up here, I feel ashamed. Why? Because whenever I give into my spirit, but whenever I give into my flesh and my carnal thoughts, bruh, it's like I went up from the prey. I went up from what it is that I was supposed to be doing. It's like I'm comfortable. You see what I'm saying? Ain't working no more. I already ate. Satisfied with these crumbs that I was given. Satisfied here in America. How many people is making $725? Like, how could you pay somebody $250 an hour when you have people making $725, bro? When you have people making less than $725, like, how is that even like what? But again, we're comfortable. It says that Judah is comfortable, and from the prey has Judah gone up. Now I don't want y'all to just think about Judah. I want y'all to think about the whole 12 tribes. And if you have a job, I want you to think about how hard you got to work. I want you to think about how hard you got to work. How you got to get up in the morning when you don't want to. I'm not. We're not. Nobody in here is. Nobody online is. So how could you be comfortable in this? Especially when you're at a spiritual war. Now it says that they went up from the prey, right? Go ahead.
He stooped down.
Uh-huh.
He couched as a lion.
Uh-huh.
And as an old lion.
Yeah, man. We stoop down. We couch like we going to do something. But we don't. Think about it. All the times, man, you have a class and the class motivates you. You're like, yeah, I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that. I'm about to be like this. I'm about to be like that. Yeah, I'm ready. But then what happens? You're not. You see what I'm saying? You're not. Go ahead.
Who shall rouse him up?
And that's what it's saying, bro. Who's gonna rouse us up? At the end of the day, you gotta want it. You gotta want it and rouse your own self up. You see what I'm saying? Go to verse 10.
The scepter shall not depart from Judah,
Go ahead.
nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and to him shall be the gathering of the people be.
So guess what, bro? Unto him shall the gathering of the people be, right? The whole world is waiting on Judah to wake up, but guess what? Even if you're not Judah and you know about the truth and you're awoken, the whole world is waiting. The whole world is waiting. We're a part of the work. We're all a part of this battle and this fight to wake our nation up. You know what's funny, y'all? I be on these little Edomite alternative news channels, right? And I was talking to the brothers about this before class started. Esau is scared as hell, y'all. They're scared. They're scared. They see that their country's done. They see that their rule is over. They know. They know, y'all. They know it's done. Like these Trump supporters, bruh, they know it's done. If you pay attention to Esau right now, they like to talk about being woke a lot. A lot. It's funny. It's like they're literally our evil twin, going through the same things we going through. We're on the good side. We're trying to wake people up, but they're trying to wake their people up too. Believe it or not. But guess what they're trying to wake their people up to? To the fact that their country's going down the drain and that they got to do something. They know that it's over, y'all. Alex Jones, all these different alternative news guys, bro, when you hear them talk, they're like, we got to fight for our country. We got to fight. If you're a God-fearing American, you got to go out there and you got to fight because they're coming that. You forgot y'all did that too? And they're like, they're cutting babies out of women's stomachs, and I'm like, but y'all did that too.
Yep. Exact same thing.
Bro, and they're like, if you believe in Jesus, you got to do this, bro. They're losing it. They know that their country is hanging by a thread, y'all. They know. But the sad thing is that we know it's somewhat in the truth, but all this is happening, y'all, because of the works that we're doing. Everything is contingent on us. On the spiritual side, the spiritual fight, we're getting the upper hand, y'all. And the Most High was talking about, a sister called my rib, was talking to my rib about COVID and where she works. And she was like, somebody came to her job and was like, they have it and they can't move their arms. Something like that. I'm like, man, I was like, I'm willing to bet $95. No, not 95. I'm willing to bet like 95% of what I got. And that's Esau. Willing, bro. I'm willing to bet that that's not an Israelite. When I heard, I'm just like, they're getting hit, y'all. You see what I'm saying? They're getting hit and they're scared. So you got to see, man. You got to see what it is that we're out here doing. So endure the hardness. Keep fighting. Keep pushing forward. This is done. Don't let Satan try to use the affairs of this world to put it into your mind to get you to turn backward, to get you to not fight as hard as you should be fighting.
Right.
Because the works that we're doing, it doesn't. Because I know that a lot of the times it's like, damn, are we even doing anything? Well, yes, we are, because we're doing what the Most High told us to do. You see what I'm saying? And that's all it is. That's all it is. When you read the scriptures, the Most High told us to walk around the walls of Jericho. Like what? Yeah, just walk around. I know their walls is high, but listen, just walk around the wall 7 times, blow a trumpet, and the wall's gonna fall down. All right, let me just do what you said. You see what I'm saying? Walls fell down, Most High went and slaughtered them. Y'all see that? There was another time, Most High was like, listen, just don't bring no weapons. Just go over there and make a whole bunch of noise. At night. And they went, and it was a big army. It was only a little bit of us. And we went, and instead of taking weapons, they sounded their trumpet. They just blew the trumpet. They blew the trumpet. The people that was coming to fight against us, they thought like, because it was dark, they thought like the army was already there, and they was like in the midst of it, and they started killing each other, not realizing that they thought they was killing us, but they was killing each other. But the Most High, like, it's not about weapons. The Most High just wants you to do what He says to do, and He told us to gather together. That's the first step. And then He told us to do a lot of different things. So by us doing these things, you can see the Most High, He's doing what it is that He's doing. So let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3.
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
Now, I'm going to use another example too. This one just hit me. Do you remember, it's a story. It's in the scriptures. It was Elisha. But he came to the king of Israel and he told him, tap your arrow. And brothers always use it, right?
Okay.
Don't tap your arrow 3 times. Keep tapping. That was Elijah? So he came and he told the king, listen, take this arrow, shoot it, and after you shot it, go pick the arrows up and tap it. King took it and he 3 times. Elijah was like, you should have kept tapping it. If you would have just kept tapping it, you would have utterly destroyed this nation, the Assyrians. But because you only tapped it 3 times, you'll win 3 battles. And after that, they'll come and they'll get you. So it wasn't even about like the manpower, the weapons. It was about how hard are you gonna? What are you gonna do when the Most High tells you to do something? How hard are you gonna do it? How much are you gonna give? You gonna do the bare minimum, or are you just gonna go? You see what I'm saying? You just gonna go. But the war was contingent on that. So you got to see this war that we fight, that's spiritual. It's contingent on how you are moving for the Most High, what you're doing for the Most High, and how much you're putting in. You see what I'm saying? It's not about how well you can shoot your gun. So verse 3 again, read that.
For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
Go ahead.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
You see that? It's not carnal, y'all. So don't let the carnal screw up the warfare. Go ahead.
But mighty to the Most High, to the pulling down of strongholds.
You see that? So the weapons of our warfare is not carnal, but it's mighty to the pulling down of stronghold. Now, a stronghold is used in a sense when you read the scriptures of like when you was going to war, and this place, like, I want y'all to think of something. Say you was going to war, and this right here is like your kingdom, right?
It was Elisha.
It was Elisha? All right. I'm glad you got that. Go on. So say you're going to war, you're about to go to war against this nation, right? And this is their throne. This is like their city. You're about to go to war against the city, this apocrypha. Say this apocrypha has like walls that's super strong, and it has archers, and then it has like a whole trench that was dug around it with water, with a whole like river, and crocodiles and stuff is in it, right? That's a really good stronghold. You know why? Because you're going to have to get past the crocodiles, you're going to have to get past the archers, and then you're going to have to get past this really high wall before you can even get into this city to try to go to war against whatever's in the city to take over that city. The stronghold is very strong.
Right.
Now, I want y'all to think, in this spiritual fight, do y'all realize that those strongholds are your minds? What is it that you fight? What is it that you battle with? What is it that you wrestle with? That's how the strongholds be. Like, that's how it is to us and to every individual. Like, this is like, how the hell am I going to beat this? How the hell am I going to get past the crocodiles that's surrounding it, and then the archers that's on top, and then the super high walls. How am I supposed to? How we gonna do this?
Right.
Y'all remember D-Day? Y'all ever heard about D-Day, World War II?
Come.
D-Day on World War II when America first went. The Japanese tore they butts up. So they landed on the island, right? All these warships came in on the island. All these gang of soldiers. And the way the Japanese set it up, bro, that was a crazy stronghold. Nah, they lost thousands of men to get on that island. The Japanese did not have a lot of men on the island. But those men that was on that island, the Japanese, they knew that eventually they would fall. But their job was to take out as much American soldiers as they could, and they did. And I'm gonna tell you what the Japanese did. Smart as hell. The island that they were at had like a whole bunch of first of all, like the seashore. It was had like a whole bunch of rocks, stuff like that. So when America sailed up with their troops, what's up?
That was the Germans.
That was the Germans?
That was the Germans that did that.
To us?
No, yeah, to the Americans.
Nah, there was another one with Japan though, because I remember the Japanese. They
Normandy.
That was German?
That was German.
You sure that wasn't Japan?
That was German.
Because I remember they had snipers.
Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, so I guess it was the Germans. But the Japanese had to be there too. I don't know. But either one, right? But this is what happened, y'all. The ships couldn't come close to the water. So all these troops, they had to just run out. They opened the door and they had to run out and swim and walk. You had they was on those assault guns, those machine guns. So as they're opening the doors and soldiers are running in, they were getting torn up by the soldiers that had the machine guns. They was just there, and then they had the stuff built, so you couldn't even get them. It was just target practice. They was getting picked off while they were in the water, just trying to come ashore. They came ashore and they was getting picked off still.
I saw a documentary on it, and the presidents, their idea was overwhelmed with men. Just overwhelmed, no matter how many get killed, just overwhelmed.
And that's what they did. That's what they did. And they just sent all these soldiers, and a lot of people died, but that was the stronghold.
Yeah.
That was their stronghold, y'all. And then you know what's funny? After they was able to take out those guys in the machine guns, then they had snipers that tied themselves up in the trees. So you moving through, you oh yeah, I made it. And the snipers start picking you off, and you don't know where the hell they picking you off from, because they tied themselves in the trees, and then they camouflaged themselves so you couldn't see them. So after that, now you got to worry about the snipers picking you off. So you just walking and he dead. Damn, where'd that come from? You dead. You dead. And bro, what was cold was if you were a private, if you were a lower ranking man, you were in the front. You were the target practice. The ones that weren't lower rankings, they weren't in the front. But you were the front soldier. So that means that you died if you were lower ranking. But that's war. That's a real physical war, but that's the same way you have to look at this spiritually. This is a spiritual war, and we got to get the job done. It's mental. It's not physical anymore. It'll become physical if you let the mental break you. When you can't overcome the mental side of it, then it becomes physical. You see what I'm saying? So, go ahead.
Verse 5. Casting down imagination.
So, it says it was mighty through the pulling down of strongholds, right? And it's showing you in this verse 5 that the strongholds are your imaginations. Where do you imagine things? In your mind. The strongholds is all y'all is all the mind, y'all. You see what I'm saying? But the weapons that the Most High gave us, His Word, the brothers and sisters that surround us, it's mighty to cast down the imaginations. Because, bruh, you'll sit there and you'll think on something. Most High presents you with something, right? He drops it in front of you. And now you got to think. And it's do I think on the left side or do I think on the right side. You see what I'm saying? And bro, your imagination, I've been there, y'all, where you'll psych yourself out. You'll literally think of all the negativity. You'll literally think of all the bad things. You ever had like a problem with somebody or beef with somebody, and you know you're gonna have to deal with that problem or that beef, and what you end up doing is you end up psyching yourself out in your mind. You have the whole conversation. You have like the whole dialogue in your mind. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna say this to the person. They gonna say this, and you gonna be like, well, you too, and it just starts going. But all this is in your mind.
Plain imagination.
And your imagination just runs, and usually it runs with the negative, dark side. And you finally confront the person, and it doesn't go like that at all. 90 to 95% of the time, it doesn't go like that. You see what I'm saying? 90 to 95% of the time, I've seen it. I remember a brother was super pissed off with another brother, and the brother was like, "Man, I'm gonna screw this dude up, man. I'm up, man. You gonna get it? I don't care no more." And I'm like, "Bro, just chill, bro. Just chill, relax, bro. Remember the scriptures, all right? Remember the scriptures." He's like, "Nah, that, bro. I don't care." And then when the brother went to go see the other brother just came up and was like, "Man, bro, my bad, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I know I was disrespectful. I know I was out of order." That was the first thing the brother said to the other brother that was pissed. And then the brother was like, "Oh, damn." It was like, "Oh, okay, all right." But in your mind, you're like, this, all this. And then somebody will be there, scriptures, bro, scriptures. Stay in the spirit. And then you're like, man, and your mind, bro, your mind just takes you. You see what I'm saying? But listen, y'all, it's all in the mind. It tells you that it casts down the imaginations. Our imaginations gets us in trouble. And guess what? You was always taught to follow your imagination. You was always taught that was a good thing. It's good for a child to have an imaginary friend. What you mean? It's good for them to have demons? It's good for them to have demons. It's good for them to have so much demons that they literally manifest the demon and be like, "Yeah, this is Billy right here." What you mean this is Billy? Ain't nothing right there. Nah, bro, you tripping. It's Billy. Billy's right here. I can't see Billy. But no, Billy's right here though.
He can see Billy.
But he can see Billy. Bruh, like that, bro, you see that on TV? Yeah. And you're like, "Oh yeah, it's just TV." Nah, this cat got demons. And they can literally see the demon and you can't. They trick themselves into seeing the demon, even if they're just playing, y'all. Even if they're just playing, it's still like, bro, chill, you gonna sit on Billy. What's up, Yashikar?
There's a guy on YouTube, an Edomite, who had an imaginary wife. Like real life, like they had a whole
like wedding?
No,
I can't wait till he has his wedding.
Man, cameras are following him around and stuff like that. So they recorded him like kissing nothing in the front seat, and then talking to him and stuff like that. And then like there was another kid. He was like in his 20s that he fell in love with a cartoon character from Danny Phantom. No. Right? He fell in love with one of the female characters of Danny Phantom. Yeah. And then made himself a character, was a transgender character, and then he ended up shooting up his work and killing himself. Yeah.
Con, bro.
Yes.
Demons. Listen, y'all, the imagination, y'all. Got to tame the imagination. Go ahead.
And every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High.
You see that? Because, bro, like, everything, these things, man, they exalt itself against what Yahweh Shai put down in the Bible. Against his words. And you'll sit there and you'll be like, man, I know the Bible says this. This is how I'm feeling. You see what I'm saying? I know this is the counsel, but this is how I'm feeling. And that thing, man, it exalts itself against the knowledge of the Most High, bro. And you're like, and it'll overcome you. You see what I'm saying? But the scripture is showing you, man, that the weapons of our warfare, this word, it's mighty to destroying that and pulling it down. Go ahead.
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahushua.
And this is what it's about, man. Listen, I remember when I was young. In the truth. Scriptures never played in my head. Ever. Situation popped up. I don't know if it was just me. And the situation will pop up and no, scripture wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? That voice, that consciousness of the word wasn't there to like be like, nah, don't do that.
Yep.
Nah, well, the good and the bad conscience was there to like, don't do that. But like, as far as like a scripture being able to like apply to the situation when I was young, and the truth, that wasn't there. So I'll just be like, I'll know it's good. I'll know that this is good, or I'll know that this is bad. But like, as far as like the actual scripture or scriptures just flowing through my mind to be able to really like solidify like this is la. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't there. And this is showing you, man, that you gotta bring it into captivity. That means that it's not going nowhere. And it's gonna make you obedient into Christ. So now when a thought hits you, it gets filtered through the book. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's very important to study. Very important. So if you know you're weak at something, listen, study as pertaining to that weakness. Whatever your fight is, tailor-make your study towards that fight. We do the best we can with making classes towards brothers and sisters fight. You know what I'm saying? Towards the councils, towards brothers and sisters fight. But sometimes you gotta literally tailor-make your study towards that, towards your opponent. You and your opponent. You sit there and you watch film. For those that played football, y'all remember watching film? It's terrible. It was boring, bro. But it was important. So, very important, man. Because this is what ends up happening. Read verse 6.
And having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience.
You see that? Yahushua is ready to revenge all the disobedience that was against you. All the wrong that was done unto you. Yahushua is ready to avenge all of that. Bro, ain't there some wrongs that was done to you that you're like, damn, man, like I wish I could do something about this right now. I wish I could touch this individual. I just wish. R. Kelly. I wish, right? It says Yahushua is ready to avenge all disobedience. Go ahead.
When your obedience is fulfilled.
Yahushua is ready to do a lot, but when your obedience is fulfilled, he's ready to fight for you, but when your obedience is fulfilled. And that goes back to what I was just talking about with Esau. Yahushua, he's ready. He's ready to do the revenge. He's ready to avenge us. But as Israelites, we have to come to a level. We have to come to a level where our obedience to him is fulfilled for him to really get to work. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Go to Ephesians real quick. Go to Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. And I'm going to read through this real quick.
Read that.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10.
Uh-huh.
Finally, my brethren,
Uh-huh.
be strong in the Lord
Go ahead.
and in the power of his
You
might.
see that? And how do you be strong in the Lord? Just have faith. Go ahead.
Put on the whole armor of the Most High,
Now check this out. You got to put on your spiritual armor. Check this out. Go ahead.
that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Because guess what? Like I was saying earlier in the class, bullets ain't flying by your head, but they are flying by your head. Your physical head, bullets ain't flying by it. Hopefully not. But your spiritual head, bullets is flying by it. You see that? Go ahead.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood,
This ain't a flesh and blood fight. Go ahead.
but against
You
principalities.
see that? Against principalities. That means high powers. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Against powers.
Go ahead.
Against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
You see that? We're literally fighting against the rulers of the darkness of this world. What is darkness? What is another word for darkness? Wickedness, evil. We're literally fighting against these guys, man. You're fighting against the Rothschilds. You're fighting against the Rockefellers, the McDonald's, the I don't know all these guys' names. But you're fighting the Illuminati. You're fighting the Council of 300. That's what they call them, right? The Council of 300. The guys that really make like the decision for the presidency and all that. You're fighting against those. You're fighting against the 13 evil bloodlines that they say, right? You're fighting against the Khazars that stole your identity. This is how you fight them before you actually do the physical fight. You're fighting against Satan and his armies. You're fighting. Go ahead.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places.
You're fighting against these spiritual wickedness in high places, y'all. These cats that's really Pizzagate. Y'all be seeing Joe Biden licking on ice cream, and they're like, oh yeah, he really likes ice cream. Y'all don't know what y'all don't know what he's talking about. Y'all know what they talking about, huh? That's pedophilia, y'all. That's pedophilia. Y'all did y'all ever hear about Pizzagate? I'm gonna get to you, sis. So you did? That's good. Listen, when Trump was running for president, and when he did become president, he used to always talk. He used to always be like, Hillary, show us the laptop. Show us the laptop, Hillary. What you have on the hard drive, Hillary? What he was talking about was Pizzagate. Y'all don't know what Pizzagate is, huh? Pizzagate was code. That was code word that they were allegedly using to get kids to do pedophilia type stuff to them. They called it Pizzagate. Why? Because there was this place, there was this pizza shop, I forgot what city it was in exactly, where it fronted as a pizza shop, but allegedly, in the basement, they had kids. They had kids, right? And they would call, you had these higher ups people that'll call in and be like, I want this type of kid. But it was all in the form of a pizza. Yeah, give me a cheese pizza. That was code for something else. Look it up. Look, hands popping up. What's up?
About a woman looking on Walmart's website, and these clothes were like $12,000. They said, you know this ain't no kid. You know this ain't clothes. What is it? They said, why on Walmart's website? So
yeah,
man, that stuff's all around, bro.
Sis?
And they do that with furniture as well.
See?
And with one of the higher powers that we were talking about, ice cream, vanilla ice cream, and it's when they're saying that they like white boys or things like that. So that's like code when they say they want vanilla ice cream or something like that.
It was all
that's
code.
like code for like
So listen, when Joe Biden is like, he likes ice cream, vanilla ice cream, he was telling you he likes something else, y'all. He was telling y'all that he likes something else. Again, allegedly, right? So you had all these celebrities that went to this pizza spot. I forgot what I was trying to look up real quick what these codes meant. But that's what you're wrestling against. This stuff's real, y'all. It's real. Y'all ever heard of Endochrome? Something like that? What is it called? Adrenochrome. Adrenochrome, right? Y'all ever heard about that? Adrenochrome. Where they got a baby, right? Or little kids. And they scared them. They were, of course, kids are innocent, right? Their blood is not tainted. right? Now, that blood isn't tainted, and what they do is they scare the hell out of the child, they torture the child, and all this adrenaline gets flown, that gets into their bloodstream, and then they kill the baby, and they drain that blood that's filled, that innocent blood that's now filled with the adrenaline from them scaring them and torturing them, and they drink it, and it gives them a crazy high. And guess what? They had that in The Simpsons. They had that in the Simpson episode. So they put it in y'all. They put it in our faces. But that's what you're fighting against. That's what you're wrestling against. Why do you think all these kids is being missing? What y'all think they doing at the borders with these kids?
It's true.
What y'all think they doing?
Yeah, that's why they separated from the parents. They disappeared.
Y'all see that? So that's what y'all are fighting, man. Go ahead.
Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of the Most High,
So take the whole armor of God. Go ahead.
that ye may be able to withstand in the evil days.
So that way you can stand. Go ahead.
And having done all to stand.
And guess what? The days are evil. Every day is evil. The situations that you be put in, they can potentially be evil if you don't have on the armor of the Most High. Now go ahead.
Stand therefore, having your loins girt about the truth.
So your loins should be girt with the truth. Y'all see that? Go ahead.
And having on the breastplate of righteousness.
You see that? Your breastplate, that was about righteousness. Like you see a superhero, his chest was always out. Stand boldly for righteousness. Go ahead.
And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Yeah, man, your feet, your boots, your spiritual boots was always ready to go do the work. You was always ready. Go ahead.
Above all, taking the shield of faith.
Take what?
Taking the shield of faith.
See, the shield of faith is very important. That's what's going to protect you. So when you go against these strongholds and you see like, damn, like how the hell am I going to break this down? Well, if you have the shield of faith, then the archers ain't going to hurt you. The wall can't get to you. Nothing can harm you. Your shield of faith is dependent on how strong your faith is. That's how big and powerful your shield will be. Go ahead.
Wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
Go ahead.
And take the helmet of salvation.
So your helmet, which is on top of your head, says take the helmet of salvation. So you got to be constantly thinking about what it is that you're fighting for. You're fighting for salvation. That's what got to like ring all throughout your mind. Go ahead.
And the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High.
So if you ever have to use a sword, if you ever have to go on the attack, well, you're attacking with the words of God. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 18. Praying always with all your, forgive me, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance. Right?
Perseverance, yes, sir.
Perseverance and supplication for all saints.
You see that? So you got to pray for each other. Now, let's go to 1 Maccabees 3:20. So y'all probably gonna hate me, but that was just the first point of the class. Let's go to the second point, which is what is the fight that we're fighting, right?
1 Maccabees chapter 3, verse 20. They come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us.
So like, are they literally like? And Esau is so cold, bro. Like this is why this war is so crazy that we're in. Our people don't even realize they're at war. And you know it's funny? It's like what I was saying earlier about Esau being like our evil twin and going through the same thing. When you see Esau talking about being woke, one thing that they're preaching a lot on these alternative channels is that they're at a war. That this is a war that they're in. And it's not like a physical war yet, but they know that they're in a war. You see what I'm saying? And it's the same for us, man. We're in a war. And our people don't even realize that they're in a war. But we're in a war, right? Go ahead.
and our wives and children to spoil us.
So always keep in mind that in this war, they're coming to destroy you. You see what I'm saying? Esau, Satan, they want to destroy you. They don't want you here. So you can't be comfortable here. Who the hell gets comfortable in war? That's why the scripture says, depart, for this is not your rest. Why? Because you're at war. Who the hell sets up a tent? Like in the heart of a war, I'm going to set up a tent and go to sleep while you're in the trenches. Bullets is flying and you just going to sleep. It's not your rest. And you got to see, man, they're coming for your wives and they're coming for your children. You see that? And they're coming for you to spoil you, to destroy you. Go ahead.
But we fight for our lives and our laws.
You see that? We fight for our lives, y'all. And we fight for our laws. Because what does a soldier fight for anyways? When he's proud to be an American, the Edomites go and they fight. Think about all the people that signed up for the military after 9/11.
That's so true.
All these Edomites that signed up for the military after 9/11. They did it because they got attacked. And it was like, nah, I'm fighting for something. So they signed up for the military. They signed up to go to war. You see that? Now y'all got to see. What's up?
They did that same tactic in World War II.
They did the same tactic in World War II and a whole bunch of people signed up. So y'all got to see, man. Y'all got to see, like, we signed up for the same thing. Why? Because they're coming to hurt you, your children, your loved ones, your nation. It's like we got hit with 9/11. But we got hit with something worse than 9/11. But look at how they joined the military during 9/11. But what we got hit with was worse. Our people don't even know they're Israelites. Our people don't even care. They don't even care to know. You see what I'm saying? And if they know that they're Israelites, they don't even care to apply the scriptures and to really live like an Israelite. They don't even care about doing that. So you got to see what it is that we're fighting for, y'all. Like begging for crumbs from Esau. So y'all just came in. So I wanted to, I'm going to fill y'all in on something real quick since y'all just 3.5 years in this truth, y'all. Maybe 4. And even is that the little bit of preparation does pay off. Right. So y'all gotta prepare yourself. Why? Because do not be the Israelite. Do not be the Israelite. Read verse 40 again.
Verse 40.
Uh-huh.
And one of them said to another,
Uh-huh.
if we all do as our brethren have done.
Do not be the Israelites that do what the majority of other Israelites are doing. Even though a lot of people know that they're Israel, a lot of Israel wants to be individualites. And how do you get to exercise the scriptures? How do you get to exercise dealing with somebody? How? When you're an individualite. How do you get to exercise faith? Men, and they wanted to be famous at MLK to teach a class by himself. Set the camera up. Himself. And it just so happened that right when we were about to leave, he ended up driving by us. We gave him a flyer. He's like, yeah, man, I got my own YouTube channel. He had 1 or 2 subscribers. His videos, nobody was watching. I want to cap on him, but it's like, bro, nobody taught you. You didn't put yourself under a yoke to be taught. But what happened? You always wanted to be seen. You always wanted to be famous. So you see Israelites out there and you think that you can go and do it. Don't be that person.
Right.
Don't be that person. Strive lawfully. You see what I'm saying? So it says, verse 40 says, if we all do as our brethren have done. How many Israelites y'all see like all they want to do online is just debate and argue? You have in class and they hop on the chat. New moon, Sabbath. Like it's like, bro, like, okay, if you don't agree, we'll go somewhere that does, but where they do agree.
Sure.
Scripture's showing you, bro, don't be like that. Don't be like them. Your calling is different. Don't be like all the other Israelites. Do what the hell you were called to do. You see what I'm saying? Don't be a Sabbath warrior. Don't be a Sabbath warrior. You fight every day. Ain't no day allocated to family. You're in the middle of a fight. Well, sundown. They still shooting at you, but you're like, yeah, I gotta go home to my family, y'all. The same family that they're trying to kill. And then we wonder and then the same Israelites that do that wonder why the relationship with their family is good. Wonder why those same family members that you gotta allocate a day for is not in the truth. But you're giving them your time. So the scripture is saying, don't do as your other brethren have done and don't want to fight.
Right.
Because it's the Sabbath and they want to rest. This is not your rest. Because the Israelites today, the majority of Israelites today, ain't doing nothing. The majority of them. And the majority of them could be doing more. But they're not doing more. They give what's convenient to them. You see what I'm saying? What's convenient for them. Everything else is before the Most High. And what ends up happening? They come through and they kill. They kill you spiritually, mentally, and some physically. Get killed spiritually and mentally, y'all. So read verse 40. Might as well, yeah.
Verse 40.
Uh-huh.
And one of them said to another,
Uh-huh.
if we all do as our brethren have done,
Yep.
and fight not for our lives and laws against the heathen, they will now quickly root us out of the earth.
And boy, oh boy, they're definitely trying to root us out the earth.
Yes, they are.
So, bro, y'all gotta, Israelites, you gotta fight for your laws and for your lives
Done.
against the heathen. Y'all see that?
Done.
Because, bro, they're trying to root you out the earth, man. They never stopped. So, go to, what's up?
I was gonna say I got a definition for our people loving this country.
Uh-huh.
It's called Stockholm Syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
It's a condition in which hostages develop a psychological bond with their captors during captivity.
Yep. You see that? A lot of us got Stockholm Syndrome. Comfortable here in America. Show of hands. Who in here makes, show of hands in class and in line. Who here makes 50 an hour? Who here makes 40 an hour? Who here makes 30 an hour? You don't gotta put your business out there. Don't put your business out there. But y'all make crumbs. Understand that. Y'all make crumbs. Even if you make $2.50 an hour, you still make crumbs. This payroll that my rivers doing, they all make crumbs. Still crumbs at the end of the day. But we really get crumbs. And it sucks, bro, because we're so comfortable in this. That's one of the most irritating things for me, is that we've been reduced so much mentally that we really look at America and feel like making it here is anything. Like, look at those houses in Louisiana and New Orleans. You see like roofs being blown off of them. Like, bruh, but guess what they gonna do? Build back the same damn houses, knowing that that's a hurricane hot zone. Knowing it's a hurricane hot zone, and those houses the roofs is gonna get blown off of them again. But you make crumbs, and they overcharge you for a house that maybe costs $20,000 to make. And they overcharge you, like, yeah, this house is $200,000, but it costs $20,000 to make. Brothers and sisters be happy as hell when they could buy a house here. Like, you understand that you have land, acres, where you couldn't see your neighbors? Rappers like to rap about that now.
Power of great darkness fell upon him.
Bro, our forefather Abraham, he went to sleep, and the Most High showed him a really bad dream. You know what that dream was that Abraham saw?
Mm-hmm.
He saw our lives right now. He saw how our mentality and how our spirit was right now. That's what he saw. Go ahead.
And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs.
But we act like this land is ours. This ain't our land, y'all. Go ahead.
And shall serve them.
You still serve him. Esau don't gotta put a chain on you no more. He don't. They don't have to. We're quick to kill each other more than before we kill them. You see what I'm saying? You don't gotta put a chain on no more. We're good homeborn slaves. Go ahead.
And they shall afflict them 400 years.
And they shall what?
Afflict them 400 years.
Bro. That's why if you ever seen where they were like, oh yeah, our captivity is over, because the official start of the slave trade was 19. And now it's 2009, 2021. So it's a little over 400 years. Yahweh Shai is starting to deliver us. We served our captivity, y'all. We're still serving it. But the beginning now, it's starting. It's the beginning of our freedom is starting. But it's contagious. It's contagious on how fast we want to speed it up. Go ahead.
Verse 14.
Uh-huh.
And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge.
Will I what?
Judge.
Come on, bro. Like, y'all ain't trying to get these guys to be judged?
time become, let us die manfully for our brethren, and let us not stain our honor.
Ooh. Y'all see that? Don't that sound like some 300 type stuff? I wonder where y'all wonder where they get these movies from to watch it. That's a cold script, man. That's a cold way to end it. Bro, stand up and fight, man. If your time is to come, your time has come, and your time has come. This is how it is. You see what I'm saying? Don't run thinking that you're gonna be able to live. So, yeah, man. That's it for the class. Listen, y'all. I'm sorry that the sound went out and that the feed went out. Listen, man. Satan was obviously hating. You know, but I think y'all got the gist of the class, though. The gist of the class is that we fight for our lives and we fight for our laws. We fighting for our brothers and sisters. We fighting for all that. So let's get up and fight. Because if we don't, then bro, they gonna kill us. Simple as that. I'm not talking about a physical fight, of course. I'm talking about a spiritual fight. So yeah, man. With that being said, y'all, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Of course, y'all know y'all can hop over to San Antonio and check them out. Of course, go to subscribe to all the channels. We'd like to say for everybody that gives, that helps out. Yeah, man, stay tuned for Virginia Friday. All right? And click over to San Antonio. So with that, we'd like to say shalom. Shalom. All right?
Up in the kingdom, chilling with Yahweh Shai and all the brothers and the sisters, cooling out, having fun, drinking yayin with Yahweh Shai.